We are going to do a band class today. I have a lot of creativity in my mind for what I want to do. But of course, I never really write this out, so we'll see how it goes. I usually just kind of have an idea and run with it. So let's get started. This first part, we're going to start standing. So let's put part of the band down, and then you're going to stand with both of your feet on the band. Move back a little bit so my head's not cut off. And then you're going to choke up on the band. Of course, the further down you grab, the more resistance you're going to have. Closer to this end, the less resistance you're going to have. So this first part is just more about moving the body, starting to feel what your body feels like today. So we're going to stretch this arm straight up to the sky, and then we're going to lean up and over. So I'm really emphasizing that the band is into my hip, my waistline, and then I'm pulling and resisting that back down. Stretching up, side flex, leaning up and over, and releasing it down. Let's do that for 3, for 2, last one. Stretch and reach up and over, drawing it back down. So now, holding the band into your side, you're gonna squat back and down, stand up, press that arm up to the sky. Draw it back down, squat back and down, press the band up to the sky. For 3, exhale, press. Trying to keep your chest lifted as you sink down. Try not to let yourself fall forward, right? Your hips are going behind you. Just warming up this shoulder. We've got 3, 2, 1 last time. Pressing all the way up and dropping it down. So now I'm going to keep the band underneath my right foot. My foot is still pointing forward towards y'all, and I'm going to find like a warrior 2 stance, similar to what you feel in yoga. So my left toes are pointing out, thinking of aligning my heels up. I'm going to hold the band in my left hand now and think of drawing your sword, just like we do on the reformer. Reaching out, palm faces forward as you fully extending that arm. Thinking of the back of the ribs, back of the shoulders. Staying nice and tall and square through the shoulders, ribs and hips. Last one. Reaching it all the way out. Now I'm going to lengthen down my right leg, drawing this left arm behind the head, extend and bend, extend and bend. So now I'm feeling this lovely stretch through my left side body. Not putting a lot of weight on this right hand, finding your core, finding your hips to stabilize you. And rising all the way back up. So now we're going to add that kind of together. So you're going to draw your sword reach, stretching over to the right side of the room, and lower that arm in front of you. Draw your sword, reach, lean up and over to the right, stretch up and over, close. For 3, reach and stretch, lower. For 2, reach and stretch and close. One last time, drawing your sword, reaching up and over, lower that arm in front of you. Hold the band in that right hand. First, overhead press again, reaching straight up, dropping down. For 5, strong through the legs. For 4, exhale, reach. For 3, 2, last one. Now we're going to add side flexing towards the left. So I'm going to drop down onto my forearm, stretch and reach up and over, rising back up. Exhale, stretch and reach, rising back up. For 3, this lean, sink deeper into those hips. Bend your arm and extend. Bend and extend. For 3. Pushing down through the blade of your foot. Sinking deeper into your hips. Last one. Reach and rise all the way back up. Slowly bring yourselves back in. And we'll repeat all of that on the other side. So again, finding the end of your band, standing on the end of your band, grabbing down somewhat low, not too low, because it's more about the stretching. So we're going to reach up, and the hip pushes into the band as we side flex up and over to the right this time, rising all the way back up. Reach up to the sky, side flex, breathing into that left side body. For 3, exhale, reach. 2, one last time, press and reach up and over, rising all the way back up. Basic overhead press, reaching up and down. One more. Let's add on that squat. Sink back and down, stand up tall. Sink back and down, stand up tall. Letting your hips let go to sit you back. One more. Reaching all the way up and release. So I'm going to step that left foot further over. Blade of the foot gets that strap, and I'm in that warrior 2 stance. Grabbing my band, starting with drawing your sword. Lead with the elbow, extend higher than the shoulder. Control as you drop back down. Exhaling to reach. Remember that your palm is facing forward as you extend that arm. Last one, and reach. Now we're going to lean over towards the left, drawing that right arm up and over, extend the arm, and bend the arm. Remember, we're not dumping into this left arm. We're finding our core, finding those obliques, that hip strength to stabilize us. Last 2. Last one, rising all the way up. So now we add that together. Draw your sword, stretch and reach, leaning up and over, and close that in front of you. Draw your sword, stretch and reach, up and over, close in front of you. For 3, reach. Good. For 2, reach. Last time, draw your sword, stretch and reach it up and over, bring it back to center. Let's hold that band in your left hand. And we're going to extend straight up, drop that elbow down. 2, 3, exhale, reach. Let's add that lean, stretch and reach it over. Rise it back up towards the right, dropping through that forearm. Lift. For 3. For 2. Stay over in that lean. Last one, just the arm. Bend, exhale, press. Bend, exhale, press. For 3. 2. Last one, stretch and reach, and rise all the way back up. Good. Let's come on down. I'm going to keep this band, but we're going to put it underneath my right foot. Okay? So just make sure that it feels pretty secure. We're going to be kneeling for this next round. So the closer to my foot that I grab, the more resistance I have, obviously towards the end, less resistance. So finding that spot that works for you, nice and tall through your spine. That straight arm pulls straight back and release. Pull and release. 3, 4, 5. Let's add the left arm. As we sweep back with the right, reach up with the left and scissor switch. Reach in opposition and switch for 3, 2, 1. Release. Now my hand is going to face down, and I'm going to take this elbow and row it high and wide and release. Elbow rows high and wide and release. Exhale, pull. Heart stays lifted. Last one. Then we're going to add on this left arm. The left arm's going to reach forward as we row. Reach forward as we row. Just kind of throws off that balance, throws off that stability. Good. And release. Now my hand reaches up, palm faces up for bicep curl. Heart stays lifted. Adding in that left arm with the right. You could always have a weight if you want. Add a little extra resistance on this left side. Last one. And rest. So let's switch that to the other leg. So I'm going to plant my band, plant the left foot, right knees down, shoulders, ribs, and hips are square. I'm stacked with my hips and my knees. First, it's that straight arm, pulling back and releasing. Leading with the pinky finger as you pull back, so you really feel this up the back of the arm. Adding on the right arm to reach up as the left arm pulls back and release. Stretch apart and release. 3. Exhale, pull. Last one. And palm faces down, elbow rows, high and wide. Lead with the elbow, not the hand. So you get the back of the shoulder, back of the arm. Adding on that right arm to reach. One more. And then palm faces up for bicep curl. Add the right arm with the left. Heart stays lifted. Gaze stays lifted. For 3, 2, and 1. Release. Coming down, having a seat. So we're going to take the band, go across the top of the feet, and then crisscross underneath. I like to do this just so the band feels a lot more secure. Definitely had an incident with the band popping me in the eye once, so I've learned my lesson. So long arms, tall spine, again, closer towards your feet, heavier towards the end, lighter. Deep breath in, exhale those straight arms, pull back and release. A lot of this work is stuff that I would do in my reformer class. So you can kind of think of this band work being similar to what we would do in a reformer series. Stay nice and tall through the spine. For 3, leading with the wrists long. You can sit up on a block if you don't have short arms like me, or just take your arms a little wider from your body. Hold the arms back there. Pulse it, 1, 2, 3, and release. All the way back, pulse it, 1, 2, 3, and release. All the way back, pulse it, 1, 2, 3, and release. We're gonna do 2 more. Pulse, 2, 3, and release. Last one, pulse, 2, 3, and release. I'm gonna scoop myself from my wall so my arms have room. So we're gonna curl underneath our spine. I'm gonna soften my knees because for me, I really like being able to get that articulation in my spine with my knees slightly bent. It also helps me get more of that tuck. So having straight legs, I feel like I'm inhibited a little bit. So having a little bit of softness helps me give that movement a little bit more. So as I roll under the tail and round back, I'm going to open my arms out to the sides, and then I'm going to curl through my spine back up to seated. Rolling under the tail, arms open wide, ribs flex you forward to lift you up. For 3, upper abs curl you forward. For 2, upper abs flex you forward. One last time, rounding back, open the arms, close and curl back up to seated. So we're gonna add on again. Roll under the tail, just those arms, open and close. For 5, pull. For 4, exhale. For 3, last 2, and 1, curling back up to seated. Straighten through the legs, sitting nice and tall. Palms still facing toward each other, pull out wide and close. Exhale. For 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to hold both ends of my band in my right hand. I'm going to go back to having a soft bent knee. I'm going to curl under the tail. I'm pulling that elbow wide again. And then release and curl back up to seated. Rounding back, elbow pulls wide, upper abs flex forward. For 3, and curl. Rolling back, pull. For 2, upper abs curl you forward. Last one, pull, release, curl back up to seated. We're layering on again. Roll under the tail. We're gonna row, but we're also rotating on this one. And then curl back up to seated. Rolling under the tail, row and rotate. And curl back up to seated. Making sure when you're rotating that the hips don't come with you, that it's just about the ribs and the shoulders. We've got 2 more. Last one. And roll back up to seated. One last variation, we're just gonna row. So curling underneath that tail, rotate to the right and pull for 5. Exhale, pull for 4. Keep your chin lifted for 3. You stay in that rotation for 2. One last time, pull and release back to seated. So I'm gonna spin around just so that you can see my other side as I do all of this on the left. So, curling under the tail, roll behind the bottom, elbow pulls wide to the side. And then as you release the arm, we curl back up to seated. Rolling under the tail, row, and the ribs flex you forward. For 3, rounding back, row. And the ribs flex you forward. 2 more. Curling under, row. Upper abs round you back up. One more time. Roll under, row. And then those upper abs curl you to seated. Now we're going to add in that rotation. Roll under, row and rotate. Upper abs flex you forward for 5. Feeling like my elbow is angling down towards the floor as I rotate. For 4, exhale, twist from the ribs and shoulders. For 3, finding those obliques as we rotate. For 2, one last time, curl under the tail, rotate, coming back up to seated. Then we have staying back there. So curling under the tail, rotate from those ribs and pull, release. For 5, exhale. For 4, knees pointing up. For 3, feel that right rib wrap towards the left hip. Last time. And then curl back up to seated. Straighten through those legs. I'm going to grab so that my hand comes underneath, so that the band comes through my thumb, like from my pinky side of my hand. I just feel that this feels a lot better on my grip, and I can focus more on the muscles that I'm wanting to work. Sitting nice and tall, elbows stay lifted, bicep curl towards the temples, and extend those arms out. Flex in and lengthen. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, one more, 5. Curl under that tail, roll behind the bottom, bicep curl, and release. Again, bicep curl, and release. Shoulders relax, stay back in that C curve. Exhale, 2 more, flex. Last one, flex, and use those abdominals to curl you to seated. Adding on again, curling under that tail, rounding back, single arm alternate. Right arm flexes in, left arm flexes in. Exhale, in. Exhale, in. Remember, you can always grab lower for a lot heavier, higher for lighter. Keeping this nice C-curve scoop of the spine, relaxing the glutes, relaxing those thighs. You're just focusing on the arms and core. Last 3, 2, last set each side, and curl back up to seated. One last variation. Arms are long, bicep curl and hold. In a flat back, we hinge. We lift back up over our sit bones and release those arms. Bicep curl, hinge, lift back up and release those arms. For 3, lean, keeping the gaze lifted, the chest lifted. For 2, lean. One last time, bicep curl, lean, lift, and release. Stretch forward towards your toes. Rolling it up to seated. Releasing the band from your feet. And then we're going to sit on the band. So kind of going back to where we started with the single arm variations. So I've got a lot of bands on either side of me. I'm going to start with my left hand with that same drawing a sword that we did in our warrior poses. So you're going to lead with the elbow, extend higher than the shoulder, control as we draw back down. For 5, reaching out and across. For 4, sitting nice and tall as we reach. For 3, extend. For 2, and 1. Now I'm going to reach the arm out to the side, hold. I'm going to lean up and over, taking this arm over my head. Now I'm going to bend my elbow so it kind of frames my head and extend the arm up. Extend up, getting those triceps. 3, exhale, hips are heavy. Hold it long on 8, pulse it up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and release. Good. Let's do that on the other side. So drawing your sword, lead with the elbow, extend higher than the shoulder, control as you release it down. For 5, extend and reach. For 4, Exhaling for 3. Palm faces forward as you reach for 2. Hold it out long, stay here. We're gonna lean up and over to the left side of the room. Bend that right arm over your head. Extend and bend. 8, 7, exhale. Just moving through the elbow. For 5, feeling the back of that arm. 3, 2, we're gonna hold that arm long on 1, straight arm up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and release. Good job. Take those arms out wide to the side. We're gonna cross the right arm across the body, figure 4, that arm stretching through the shoulder. If you want a deeper stretch, you can always tip your head to the left. So you even feel that down the neck and shoulder. And release, arm stretch out, crossing left arm over, figure 4, little push-pull action, and tipping your ear to the right shoulder. And release, little shoulder shrugs up, back, and around. Little crunchy, crunchy. Let's reverse it. And we are all through. Hopefully your arms got a little workout. Have a great day.